Long before the pyramids rose from the sands of Egypt, another civilization left behind a mystery that still baffles archaeologists today. Hidden beneath the earth in modern-day Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a 12,000-year-old structure so advanced it predates the pyramids by thousands of years. Who were these ancient builders? What were they trying to tell us? And how did they achieve such monumental feats without the tools or technology we take for granted today? These questions lie at the heart of our journey, a journey into the enigmatic world of mystical structures that came before the pyramids. Together, we'll explore forgotten sites, decode ancient symbols, and uncover the secrets of civilizations that once thrived in the shadows of prehistory. Get ready to step into the unknown, where every stone tells a story, and every discovery challenges what we thought we knew about our past. Göbekli Tepe stands as a testament to humanity's earliest attempts to create something monumental, something lasting. Nestled in the rugged hills of southeastern Turkey, this ancient site is a marvel of engineering and artistry. Massive stone pillars, some weighing several tons, rise from the earth, arranged in precise circular patterns. Each pillar is adorned with intricate carvings, animals, symbols, and abstract designs that seem to tell a story lost to time. But here's what's truly astonishing. Göbekli Tepe was built around 9,600 BCE, a staggering 7,000 years before the first pyramid was even conceived. What makes this site so groundbreaking isn't just its age, it's the sheer complexity of its construction. These ancient builders didn't have metal tools, wheels, or even permanent settlements as we understand them. Yet they managed to quarry, transport, and erect these enormous stones with remarkable precision. The site's purpose remains a mystery. Was it a temple, a gathering place for rituals, or perhaps an astronomical observatory? Whatever its function, Göbekli Tepe forces us to rethink the timeline of human achievement. It suggests that the seeds of civilization, of complex societies and organized labor were sown far earlier than we ever imagined. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe has sent shockwaves through the archaeological world. It challenges the long-held belief that monumental architecture emerged only after the development of agriculture and settled communities. Instead, it hints at a different narrative, one where spiritual or communal needs drove innovation long before farming took root. This site isn't just a collection of stones, it's a window into a forgotten chapter of human history, a chapter that rewrites what we thought we knew about our ancestors. But Göbekli Tepe isn't alone in its mystery. Across the globe, other ancient sites whisper similar secrets, hinting at a shared impulse among early humans to build, to create, and to connect with something greater than themselves. As we continue our journey, we'll explore these other enigmatic locations, each one a piece of the puzzle in understanding the dawn of monumental architecture. The story of our past is far richer and more intricate than we've ever imagined, and it's only just beginning to unfold. The T-shaped pillars of Göbekli Tepe are more than just architectural marvels, they're a language written in stone. Towering over the landscape, each pillar is meticulously carved with depictions of animals, foxes, snakes, scorpions, and birds, frozen in time as if guarding secrets we've yet to uncover. These carvings aren't random, they seem to form a symbolic code, a visual narrative that archaeologists are still trying to decipher. Some experts believe these animals represent constellations, suggesting that the builders of Gerbikli Tepe had a profound understanding of the night sky. Could this site have served as an ancient observatory, tracking celestial events with remarkable precision? Others argue that the carvings are deeply spiritual, reflecting a world where humans and nature were intimately connected, and where rituals may have been performed to honor the forces of the cosmos. What's striking is the level of sophistication in these carvings. The abstract symbols interwoven with the animal imagery hint at a complex system of thought, one that predates written language by thousands of years. Klaus Schmidt, the lead archaeologist at Göbekli Tepe, once described the site as the first human-built holy place, a space where early humans gathered to explore their place in the universe. This theory aligns with the idea that spirituality, rather than survival alone, may have been a driving force behind humanity's earliest architectural endeavors. But the mystery doesn't end with the carvings. The arrangement of the pillars themselves is equally puzzling. The circular enclosures, with their central pairs of taller pillars flanked by smaller ones, suggest a deliberate design, one that may have held astronomical significance. Some researchers propose that these structures align with specific stars or seasonal changes, acting as a kind of prehistoric calendar. If true, it would mean that the builders of Gerbikli Tepe possessed knowledge of celestial cycles long before the rise of agriculture or written history. This raises a tantalizing question. How did these ancient people achieve such feats without the tools or technology we associate with advanced civilizations? The answer may lie in their shared purpose and collective effort. Göbekli Tepe likely required hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals working together, a testament to the power of human collaboration. It's a reminder that even in the earliest chapters of our history, we were capable of extraordinary achievements when united by a common vision. As we stand in awe of Göbekli Tepe, it's clear that this site is more than just a relic of the past. It's a key to understanding the origins of monumental architecture. It challenges us to rethink the timeline of human progress, suggesting that the seeds of civilization were planted not by necessity, but by a deep, intrinsic need to connect with something greater than ourselves. And while Göbekli Tepe is a groundbreaking discovery, it's only the beginning. Across the globe, other ancient sites echo its mysteries, waiting to reveal their stories. The journey to uncover these secrets is far from over, and each step brings us closer to understanding the profound legacy of our ancestors. As we journey westward from Göbekli Tepe, another ancient marvel awaits our exploration: the Megalithic Temples of Malta. Built around 3600 BCE, these enigmatic structures, including Ħaġar Qim and Mnajdra, stand as some of the oldest free-standing buildings in the world. Imagine walking through a landscape where massive stone blocks, some weighing over 20 tons, are arranged into sprawling complexes that have endured for over 5,000 years. These temples are not just feats of engineering. They are masterpieces of design, adorned with intricate patterns and carvings that hint at a sophisticated understanding of both art and astronomy. The temples of Malta are more than just stone and mortar. They are a testament to the ingenuity of their builders. Each structure is meticulously aligned with celestial events, such as the summer and winter solstices. At Mnajdra, for example, the rising sun during the solstices casts beams of light through the temple's main doorway, illuminating precise points within the inner chambers. This alignment suggests that the builders had a deep understanding of the sun's movements, using their architecture to mark the changing seasons. Could these temples have served as ancient calendars, guiding agricultural practices or ritual cycles? Or were they sacred spaces where communities gathered to honor the rhythms of nature? Theories about the purpose of these temples are as varied as they are fascinating. Some archaeologists believe they were centers for fertility rituals, pointing to the discovery of figurines and altars that may have been used in ceremonies. Others propose that the temples were astronomical observatories, designed to track the passage of time and the movements of celestial bodies. What's undeniable is that these structures reflect a profound connection between the builders and the natural world, a connection that transcends mere survival and speaks to a deeper, spiritual understanding of existence. What makes the megalithic temples of Malta even more remarkable is the sheer effort required to construct them. Without metal tools or the wheel, the builders quarried, transported, and assembled these massive stones with incredible precision. The temple's corbelled roofs with their carefully balanced stones are a marvel of early engineering, showcasing a level of skill that rivals even the pyramids. This raises an intriguing question. How did these ancient societies, separated by vast distances and time, develop such similar architectural techniques? Could there have been a shared network of knowledge connecting cultures across the ancient world? The temples of Malta, like Göbekli Tepe, challenge our perceptions of early human societies. They remind us that the drive to create, to connect, and to understand the world around us is a fundamental part of what makes us human. These structures are not just relics of the past, they are windows into the minds of our ancestors, offering glimpses of their beliefs, their ingenuity, and their relationship with the cosmos. As we continue to explore these ancient sites, a pattern begins to emerge, a pattern that suggests a global network of knowledge shared across continents and millennia. From the stone circles of Gerbikli Tepe to the solstice-aligned temples of Malta, it's clear that our ancestors were far more connected and capable than we often give them credit for. These structures are not isolated wonders, they are part of a larger story, one that we are only beginning to unravel. And as we piece together this story, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and resilience of those who came before us. The journey is far from over, and each discovery brings us closer to understanding the true scope of humanity's ancient legacy. Who were the people behind Malta's megalithic temples? This question has puzzled archaeologists for centuries. Unlike the Egyptians or the Mesopotamians, the temple builders of Malta left no written records, no inscriptions, no tablets, no scrolls to tell their story. What remains are the stones themselves, silent yet eloquent witnesses to a civilization that thrived over 5,000 years ago. These ancient builders, whose names and identities are lost to time, achieved feats of engineering that still inspire awe today. The tools they used were surprisingly simple: stone hammers, flint chisels, and wooden levers. Yet, with these rudimentary instruments, they managed to carve, shape, and transport massive limestone blocks, some weighing as much as 50 tons. How did they do it? The answer lies in their ingenuity and teamwork. Researchers believe they used a combination of ramps, rollers, and sheer manpower to move these colossal stones into place. The precision with which they fitted each block together, often without mortar, speaks to a level of skill and planning that rivals even the most advanced ancient civilizations. But it's not just their engineering prowess that fascinates us. The temples themselves offer clues about the society that built them. The intricate carvings and sculptures found within the temples suggest a culture deeply connected to art, spirituality, and the natural world. Figurines of plump, seated women, often interpreted as fertility symbols, hint at a society that revered life and regeneration. Altars and niches within the temples may have been used for offerings or rituals, pointing to a complex belief system centered around the cycles of nature. One of the most intriguing theories about Malta's temple builders is that they may have been part of a larger, interconnected ancient world. The similarities between Malta's temples and other prehistoric sites, such as Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge, are hard to ignore. Could these distant cultures have shared knowledge or beliefs? Some researchers speculate that Malta's temples were part of a network of sacred sites, linked by trade routes or even a shared spiritual tradition. While there's no direct evidence to prove this, the idea opens up exciting possibilities about the connections between ancient civilizations. What's clear is that Malta's temple builders were far from primitive. Their society was organized, resourceful, and deeply attuned to the rhythms of the world around them. They created structures that were not only functional but also deeply symbolic, reflecting their understanding of life, death, and the cosmos. The temples of Malta are more than just ancient ruins. They are a testament to the creativity and resilience of a people who, though nameless, left an indelible mark on history. As we piece together the fragments of their story, a larger narrative begins to emerge, one that ties Malta's temples to a broader tapestry of human achievement. These structures may hold the key to understanding not just who the temple builders were, but how they fit into the grand mosaic of ancient civilizations. And as we continue to explore these mysteries, we're reminded that the past is never truly silent. It speaks to us through the stones, if only we're willing to listen. Far to the south of Göbekli Tepe and Malta, in the heart of what is now the Sahara Desert, lies another ancient marvel that defies our understanding of early human ingenuity, Nabta Playa. This remote site, dating back to around 5000 BCE, is a testament to the resilience and creativity of nomadic tribes who thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Today, the Sahara is a vast, arid expanse, but thousands of years ago, it was a lush, fertile landscape dotted with lakes and teeming with life. It was here, within this thriving ecosystem, that the people of Nabta Playa built something extraordinary, a series of stone circles and alignments that may hold the key to understanding humanity's earliest attempts to make sense of the cosmos. The stone circles of Nabta Playa are unlike anything else from their time. Arranged with remarkable precision, these structures are thought to have served as both a ceremonial site and an astronomical calendar. Some of the stones align with the positions of the sun and stars, suggesting that the people who built them had a sophisticated understanding of celestial movements. One of the most striking features is a group of stones arranged in a pattern that mirrors the constellation Orion. Could this have been an ancient star map used to track the seasons or predict celestial events? The idea isn't far-fetched. For early nomadic tribes, the ability to read the stars would have been crucial for survival, guiding them to water sources and fertile grazing lands during their seasonal migrations. But Nabta Playa isn't just a collection of stones. It's a window into the spiritual and intellectual world of its builders. The site also includes a series of burials and ceremonial structures, hinting at a society that valued both the practical and the sacred. Some researchers believe that Nabta Playa may have been a gathering place for nomadic groups, a kind of prehistoric pilgrimage site where people came together to celebrate, mourn, or mark the changing seasons. The alignment of the stones with celestial events suggests that these gatherings may have been tied to astronomical phenomena, creating a profound connection between the rhythms of the cosmos and the rituals of daily life. What's truly remarkable about Nabta Playa is its age. Dating back to a time when much of the world was still in the Stone Age, this site predates the pyramids of Egypt by thousands of years. Yet, it shares striking similarities with later megalithic structures, from the stone circles of Europe to the temples of Malta. This raises a fascinating question. Could Nabta Playa have been a precursor to these later sites, a kind of prototype for the monumental architecture that would emerge across the ancient world? Some archaeologists think so. They propose that the knowledge and traditions developed at Nabta Playa may have spread through trade routes or cultural exchanges, influencing the builders of later civilizations. The story of Nabta Playa challenges our assumptions about the capabilities of early humans. It shows us that even in the most challenging environments, people found ways to thrive, innovate, and create. The stone circles of Nabta Playa are more than just an archaeological curiosity. They are a testament to the enduring human drive to understand and connect with the world around us. And as we continue to explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the roots of civilization run deep. stretching back to a time when the stars were not just points of light in the sky, but guides, storytellers, and companions on the journey of life. As we move forward in our exploration, the connections between these ancient sites become even more intriguing. From the solstice-aligned temples of Malta to the celestial stone circles of Nabta Playa, a pattern emerges, a shared impulse to build, to measure, and to mark the passage of time. These structures are not isolated wonders, they are threads in a larger tapestry, one that weaves together the stories of our ancestors and the mysteries of our past. And as we follow these threads, we uncover not just the secrets of ancient civilizations, but the enduring legacy of human creativity and curiosity. The stones of Nabta Playa are more than just ancient markers, they are a celestial map etched into the earth. Arranged with meticulous precision, these stone circles and alignments reveal a profound understanding of the heavens, one that predates many of the world's most famous astronomical sites. Imagine standing in the heart of the Sahara thousands of years ago, surrounded by a vibrant landscape of lakes and grasslands, as the people of Nabta Playa carefully positioned each stone to mirror the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. This wasn't just an act of survival, it was an act of reverence, a way to connect with the rhythms of the cosmos. One of the most striking features of Nabta Playa is its alignment with the summer solstice. During this time, the sun's rising position would have been marked by specific stones, creating a natural calendar that signaled the changing seasons. For a nomadic society, this knowledge would have been invaluable. Knowing when the rains would come or when grazing lands would be most fertile could mean the difference between life and death. But the astronomical significance of Nabta Playa goes even deeper. Some of the stones are arranged to reflect the positions of stars, particularly those in the constellation Orion. This has led researchers to speculate that the site may have served as an early observatory, helping its builders navigate the night sky and predict celestial events. What makes this discovery so extraordinary is the level of sophistication it implies. The people of Nabta Playa weren't just observing the stars, they were interpreting them, using their knowledge to create a system of timekeeping that shaped their daily lives. This suggests a society that was not only deeply connected to the natural world but also capable of abstract thought and planning. Could these stone circles have been the foundation for later astronomical practices, passed down through generations and across cultures? Some experts believe so. They argue that the knowledge developed at Nabta Playa may have influenced the builders of other ancient sites, from the temples of Malta to the pyramids of Egypt. The purpose of these alignments is still debated. Were they purely practical, designed to aid in agriculture and migration, or did they hold a deeper spiritual significance, serving as a bridge between the earthly and the divine? The presence of ceremonial burials and other ritualistic elements at Nabta Playa suggests that the site may have been both a scientific tool and a sacred space. This duality reflects a worldview where the practical and the spiritual were intertwined, where understanding the cosmos was as much about survival as it was about meaning. As we piece together the story of Nabta Playa, it becomes clear that this site is a cornerstone in the history of human ingenuity. It challenges the notion that early societies were preoccupied solely with survival, showing instead that they were capable of profound intellectual and spiritual achievements. The stones of Nabta Playa are a testament to the enduring human desire to understand our place in the universe, a desire that continues to drive us today. This ancient knowledge didn't disappear with the sands of time. It may have been carried forward, woven into the fabric of later civilizations, shaping the way we measure time, mark the seasons, and even how we see ourselves in relation to the stars. As we move forward in our exploration, we'll see how these early insights into the cosmos evolved, influencing the monumental structures and traditions that followed. The journey to uncover these connections is far from over, and each discovery brings us closer to understanding the full scope of humanity's ancient legacy. As we turn our gaze from the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the sands of Egypt, a new chapter of mystery unfolds. Long before the pyramids rose to dominate the horizon, other enigmatic structures stood as silent witnesses to a forgotten era. Among these, the Osireion and the Great Sphinx have sparked endless debate among archaeologists and historians. Could these ancient monuments hold clues to civilizations even older than the pharaohs? Theories abound, each one more tantalizing than the last, as we delve into the possible origins and purposes of these pre-pyramid marvels. The Osireion, often overshadowed by its more famous neighbors, is a structure that defies easy explanation. Located in Abydos, this subterranean complex is built with massive granite blocks, some weighing over 100 tons. Its design is strikingly different from typical Egyptian architecture, resembling instead the megalithic styles seen in much older sites like Gerbikli Tepe. Some researchers argue that the Osireion predates the dynastic period of Egypt, possibly dating back to a time when the Nile Valley was home to an advanced yet unknown civilization. The purpose of the Osireion remains a mystery, though many believe it was a temple dedicated to Osiris, the god of the afterlife. Its underground chambers and water channels suggest a connection to ancient myths of resurrection and rebirth, hinting at a spiritual significance that transcends the physical structure itself. Then there's the Great Sphinx of Giza, a colossal statue that has guarded the desert for millennia. While most associate the Sphinx with the Pharaoh Khafre and the 4th dynasty, some researchers propose a far older origin. Geological evidence, such as water erosion patterns on the Sphinx's body, has led to theories that it could date back to a time when the Sahara was lush and green thousands of years before the pyramids were built. This idea challenges the traditional timeline of Egyptian history, suggesting that the Sphinx may be a relic of a lost civilization, one that possessed knowledge and skills far beyond what we've attributed to early humans. Theories about the Sphinx's purpose are equally intriguing. Some see it as a guardian of sacred knowledge, its lion's body symbolizing strength and its human head representing wisdom. Others suggest it may have served as an astronomical marker, aligned with the stars to track celestial events. The Sphinx's gaze, fixed eternally toward the east, has even led to speculation about its connection to the rising sun and ancient solar worship. Whether it's a symbol of divine power or a cosmic timekeeper, the Sphinx continues to stir the imagination, inviting us to reconsider what we know about Egypt's ancient past. The debate over the age and significance of these structures is far from settled. Mainstream archaeologists often attribute them to the dynastic period, pointing to inscriptions and traditional dating methods. However, alternative theories propose that they may be remnants of a much older civilization, one that influenced the development of later Egyptian culture. This idea isn't just speculative, it's supported by anomalies in construction techniques and materials that seem out of place in the traditional timeline. Could the Osireion and the Sphinx be pieces of a puzzle that, when solved, rewrites the history of human civilization? What's clear is that these pre-pyramid structures are more than just ancient ruins. They are gateways to understanding the origins of monumental architecture in Egypt and beyond. By studying them, we gain insight into the minds of their builders, people who, like those at Göbekli Tepe and Nabta Playa, sought to create something enduring, something that would speak across the ages. The Osireion and the Sphinx challenge us to look beyond the pyramids, to consider the possibility that the story of ancient Egypt is far older and more complex than we've ever imagined. As we continue our journey, these structures remind us that the past is not a static record but a living, evolving narrative. Each discovery adds a new layer to the story, revealing connections between distant cultures and epochs. The Osireion and the Sphinx are not just relics of a bygone era, they are keys to unlocking the secrets of the pyramids themselves and perhaps to understanding the true dawn of human achievement. The Osireion, nestled near the ancient city of Abydos, is a structure that seems to defy both time and explanation. Often overshadowed by the grandeur of the pyramids, this enigmatic site holds a mystery all its own. Built with colossal granite blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, the Osireion's architecture is unlike anything else in Egypt. Its design is stark and monumental, with towering walls and a central hall surrounded by water channels, features that evoke a sense of both awe and intrigue. But what was its purpose, and why does it feel so different from the temples and tombs we associate with ancient Egypt? Many believe the Osireion was a symbolic tomb of Osiris, the god of the afterlife and rebirth. This theory is supported by its location in Abydos, a city long revered as the cult center of Osiris. The water channels that flow through the structure are thought to represent the primordial waters of Nun, the chaotic, life-giving force from which the ancient Egyptians believed the world emerged. These channels may have been used in rituals symbolizing death and resurrection, with the water acting as a metaphor for the cycle of life. As one expert put it, the Osireion isn't just a building, it's a cosmic diagram, a place where the earthly and the divine intersect. The architectural style of the Osireion has sparked intense debate among scholars. Its massive stone blocks and megalithic construction bear a striking resemblance to much older sites, such as Göbekli Tepe, leading some to suggest it may predate the dynastic period of Egypt. Could the Osireion be a relic of a lost civilization, one that influenced the pharaohs who came later? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. The precision of its construction and the sheer scale of its stones suggest a level of engineering skill that challenges our understanding of early Egyptian capabilities. Theories about the Osireion's purpose are as varied as they are fascinating. Some see it as a ritual center, a place where priests performed ceremonies to honor Osiris and ensure the continuity of life. Others propose it was a philosophical monument designed to reflect the ancient Egyptian worldview of creation and renewal. The water channels in this interpretation are not just symbolic, they are a physical representation of the Egyptians' belief in the cyclical nature of existence. What's undeniable is the Osireion's influence on later Egyptian architecture. Its design elements, such as the use of water symbolism and the emphasis on monumental scale, can be seen in temples and tombs built centuries later. The Osireion may have served as a prototype, a blueprint for the sacred spaces that would come to define ancient Egyptian culture. It's a reminder that even the most mysterious structures can leave a lasting legacy, shaping the way future generations think about the world and their place within it. As we explore the Osireion, we're reminded that the past is not just a collection of facts, it's a tapestry of ideas, beliefs, and innovations. This ancient site challenges us to look beyond the surface, to consider the deeper meanings behind its stones and channels. And as we do, we uncover not just the secrets of the Osireion, but the enduring power of human creativity and imagination. The journey to understand these ancient marvels is far from over, and each discovery brings us closer to unraveling the mysteries of our shared history. The Great Sphinx of Giza stands as one of the most iconic and enigmatic monuments of the ancient world. Carved from a single mass of limestone, this colossal statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human has gazed eastward across the desert for thousands of years, silently guarding the secrets of its creators. But who built it and why? The answers to these questions are far from straightforward, and the Sphinx's story is as shrouded in mystery as the sands that once buried it. One of the most debated aspects of the Sphinx is its age. Traditionally, historians attribute its construction to the reign of Pharaoh Khafre during the 4th dynasty, around 2500 BC. This theory is largely based on its proximity to Khufu's pyramid and the similarities between the Sphinx's face and statues of the pharaoh. However, not everyone is convinced. Some researchers argue that the Sphinx may be far older, possibly dating back to a time long before the dynastic period of Egypt. Geological evidence has fueled this controversial theory. The Sphinx's body shows signs of water erosion, a type of weathering that would have required prolonged exposure to heavy rainfall. This is puzzling because the region has been arid for the last 5,000 years. However, around 10,000 to 5,000 BC, the Sahara experienced a much wetter climate known as the African humid period. Could the Sphinx have been carved during this time, making it thousands of years older than the pyramids? Proponents of this theory believe so, suggesting that the Sphinx may be a relic of a lost civilization, one that thrived in a greener, more fertile Sahara. The Sphinx's purpose is another subject of intense speculation. Many see it as a guardian figure, its lion's body symbolizing strength and its human head representing wisdom. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the lion was often associated with the sun god Ra, while the human face may have been modeled after a pharaoh, possibly Khufu or an earlier ruler. This dual symbolism suggests that the Sphinx served as a protector of sacred knowledge and a symbol of royal authority, but the Sphinx's role may extend beyond the symbolic. Some researchers propose that it was also an astronomical marker. Its eastward orientation aligns with the rising sun, a feature that could have held great significance for a culture that revered the sun as a life-giving force. Additionally, the Sphinx's position relative to the pyramids and other structures has led to theories that it was part of a larger astronomical plan, designed to track celestial events or mark the passage of time. Archaeological findings have added layers to the Sphinx's story. Excavations around the statue have uncovered evidence of ancient repair work, suggesting that the Sphinx was already ancient even to the Egyptians of the Old Kingdom. This raises intriguing questions. If the Sphinx predates the pyramids, what was its original purpose? Could it have been a focal point for rituals, a cosmic timekeeper, or even a monument to a forgotten civilization? The Sphinx's mysteries invite us to reconsider what we know about ancient Egypt and its origins. It challenges the traditional narrative, suggesting that the roots of Egyptian civilization may stretch back much further than we've ever imagined. As we explore the Sphinx's secrets, we're reminded that history is not a fixed story but a living, evolving dialogue, one that continues to surprise and inspire us. This enigmatic guardian of the desert may hold the key to unlocking a forgotten chapter of human history. Its silent gaze seems to beckon us, urging us to look deeper, to question, and to wonder. And as we do, we uncover not just the secrets of the Sphinx, but the enduring legacy of a people who sought to bridge the earthly and the divine, leaving behind a monument that still speaks to us across the ages. Long before the pyramids cast their shadows over the sands of Egypt, another city stood as a beacon of knowledge and spirituality: Heliopolis, the city of the sun. Nestled near the modern-day suburbs of Cairo, this ancient metropolis was once the heart of Egyptian religious and intellectual life. Its temples and obelisks were not just monuments, they were expressions of a profound connection to the cosmos, centered around the worship of Ra, the sun god. Heliopolis was more than a city, it was a cradle of ideas, a place where the divine and the earthly intertwined, shaping the spiritual and architectural foundations of ancient Egypt. At the heart of Heliopolis stood the Temple of Ra, a sprawling complex dedicated to the sun god. This temple was not just a place of worship but a center of learning, where priests studied the movements of the stars and the cycles of nature. The obelisks that adorned the temple grounds were more than decorative. They were symbolic representations of the sun's rays, reaching skyward to connect the earth with the heavens. These towering stone structures, some of which still stand today, were marvels of engineering carved from single blocks of granite and inscribed with hieroglyphs that celebrated the power of Ra. The religious significance of Heliopolis extended far beyond its borders. It was here that the ancient Egyptians developed some of their most enduring myths, including the story of creation. According to legend, it was in Heliopolis that the first god, Atum, emerged from the primordial waters to create the world. This myth not only shaped Egyptian cosmology, but also influenced the design of their temples and monuments. The idea of a sacred axis connecting the earth to the divine can be seen in the architecture of Heliopolis and later in the pyramids themselves. Could the towering structures of Giza have been inspired by the obelisks of Heliopolis? Some scholars believe so, pointing to the shared symbolism of the sun and the divine. Heliopolis was also a place of innovation. Its priests were among the earliest astronomers, using their knowledge of the stars to create calendars and predict seasonal changes. This blend of science and spirituality was a hallmark of Egyptian culture, and it found its fullest expression in the temples and monuments of Heliopolis. The city's influence didn't stop at the borders of Egypt. Its ideas and traditions spread across the ancient world, carried by traders, travelers, and conquerors. From the temples of Mesopotamia to the stone circles of Europe, the legacy of Heliopolis can be traced in the religious and architectural practices of distant cultures. What makes Heliopolis so fascinating is its role as a bridge between the ancient and the modern. Its temples and obelisks were not just relics of a bygone era. They were living symbols of a worldview that saw the universe as an interconnected whole. This worldview, rooted in the worship of Ra and the cycles of the sun, shaped the way the Egyptians built their cities, their monuments, and even their tombs. The pyramids, with their precise alignments and celestial symbolism, may owe more to Heliopolis than we've ever realized. As we explore the ruins of Heliopolis, we're reminded that the past is not a static record but a living, evolving narrative. Each stone, each inscription tells a story of a people who sought to understand their place in the cosmos. Heliopolis was more than a city. It was a crucible of ideas, a place where the seeds of civilization were sown. And as we uncover its secrets, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity and vision of those who came before us. The story of Heliopolis doesn't end with its decline. Its influence rippled outward, shaping the beliefs and practices of cultures far beyond Egypt. From the sun-worshipping traditions of the ancient world to the architectural marvels that still inspire us today, the legacy of Heliopolis endures. It's a reminder that the past is never truly lost. It lives on in the stones, the stories, and the ideas that connect us across time and space. As we move forward in our exploration, the connections between Heliopolis and other ancient sites become even more intriguing. From the celestial alignments of Nabta Playa to the monumental temples of Malta, a pattern emerges, a shared impulse to build, to measure, and to mark the passage of time. These structures are not isolated wonders, they are threads in a larger tapestry, one that weaves together the stories of our ancestors and the mysteries of our past. And as we follow these threads, we uncover not just the secrets of ancient civilizations, but the enduring legacy of human creativity and curiosity. As we piece together the stories of Göbekli Tepe, Malta's megalithic temples, Nabta Playa, and the enigmatic structures of Egypt, a fascinating pattern begins to emerge. These ancient sites, separated by vast distances and thousands of years, share striking similarities not just in their monumental architecture, but in their celestial alignments, symbolic language, and even their spiritual purposes. Could these connections be mere coincidence, or do they point to something far more profound? A shared network of ancient knowledge that spanned continents and shaped the course of human history. Take Gerbikli Tepe, for instance. Built over 12,000 years ago, its T-shaped pillars adorned with intricate carvings of animals and symbols suggest a deep understanding of both art and astronomy. Fast forward to Malta's temples constructed around 3600 BCE, and you'll find similar themes: stone circles aligned with solstices, carvings of fertility symbols, and evidence of rituals tied to the cycles of nature. Then there's Nabta Playa, a site in the Sahara that predates the pyramids by millennia, where stone circles mirror the stars and hint at a sophisticated system of timekeeping. Even in Egypt, the Osireion and the Sphinx bear architectural and symbolic echoes of these earlier sites, raising questions about their origins and influences. The parallels don't stop there. Across these sites, we see a recurring emphasis on astronomy, on tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. Gerbikli Tepe's carvings may depict constellations, Malta's temples align with solstices, and Nabta Playa's stones reflect the positions of stars. This shared focus suggests that these ancient cultures weren't just observing the heavens. They were using their knowledge to create a kind of cosmic language, one that connected them to the rhythms of the universe. But how did these ideas spread? Some experts propose that these similarities are the result of cultural exchange trade routes that carried not just goods but ideas, beliefs, and architectural techniques. Others go further, suggesting the possibility of a common ancestral civilization, one that existed long before recorded history and laid the foundation for later cultures. This theory, while controversial, is supported by the advanced engineering skills and astronomical knowledge displayed at sites like Göbekli Tepe and Nabta Playa, which seem out of place in the traditional timeline of human development. Archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, who led excavations at Gerbikli Tepe, once described it as the first human-built holy place, a site that may have inspired later cultures to create their own sacred spaces. Similarly, the water channels and symbolic motifs of Malta's temples echo those found in Egypt's Osireion, hinting at a shared spiritual tradition. Could these connections reveal a deeper truth about our ancestors, that they were far more interconnected than we've ever imagined? The idea of a global network of ancient knowledge isn't just speculative, it's supported by tangible evidence. From the stone circles of Europe to the pyramids of Mesoamerica, we see recurring themes of celestial alignment, monumental architecture, and symbolic art. These patterns suggest that early humans weren't isolated communities but part of a larger, interconnected world, one where ideas and innovations flowed freely across vast distances. As we explore these connections, we're reminded that the story of human history is far richer and more complex than we've ever realized. These ancient sites aren't just isolated wonders, they are pieces of a larger puzzle, one that challenges us to rethink the origins of civilization. By tracing the threads that link Göbekli Tepe, Malta, Nabta Playa, and Egypt, we gain a deeper understanding of the shared impulses that drove humanity's earliest achievements. The desire to understand the cosmos, to create something lasting, and to connect with something greater than ourselves. The journey to uncover these connections is far from over. Each discovery brings us closer to unraveling the mysteries of our shared past, revealing a tapestry of human ingenuity that stretches across time and space. And as we continue to explore, we're reminded that the story of humanity isn't just about survival, it's about the enduring quest for knowledge, meaning, and connection. These ancient sites are more than just monuments. They are testaments to the timeless spirit of curiosity that defines us as a species. The night sky has always held a special place in the human imagination, but for the ancient builders of pre-pyramid structures, it was more than just a source of wonder. It was a guide, a calendar, and a sacred map. Across the globe, from the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the temples of Malta and the enigmatic alignments of Gerbikli Tepe, astronomy played a central role in shaping the design and purpose of these ancient monuments. These structures weren't just built to impress, they were carefully crafted to reflect the movements of the heavens, serving as both practical tools and profound spiritual symbols. At Nabta Playa, the stone circles align with the positions of the sun and stars, suggesting that they were used to track celestial events like the summer solstice. For a nomadic society, this knowledge would have been essential, helping them predict seasonal changes and plan their migrations. But the astronomical significance of Nabta Playa goes beyond practicality. The arrangement of stones to mirror constellations, such as Orion, hints at a deeper connection between the builders and the cosmos. These stone circles weren't just a calendar, they were a way to honor the rhythms of the universe, to celebrate the cycles of life and death, and to seek meaning in the vast expanse above. Similarly, the megalithic temples of Malta were designed with celestial precision. The temples of Ħaġar Qim and Mnajdra, for example, are aligned so that the rising sun during the solstices illuminates specific points within their inner chambers. This alignment wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate act of engineering, one that required a deep understanding of the sun's movements. For the temple builders, these alignments may have served a dual purpose, marking the changing seasons for agricultural planning and creating a sacred space where the sun's light symbolized renewal and divine presence. Even Gerbikli Tepe, the world's oldest known temple, bears signs of astronomical significance. The T-shaped pillars, adorned with carvings of animals and abstract symbols, may represent constellations or celestial events. Some researchers believe that the arrangement of the pillars within the circular enclosures mirrors the positions of stars, suggesting that Göbekli Tepe could have been an early observatory. If so, it would mean that the builders of this ancient site had a sophisticated understanding of the night sky, using it not just for practical purposes but as a way to connect with the divine. What's remarkable is how these ancient cultures, separated by time and distance, arrived at similar conclusions. They saw the heavens not as a distant, unknowable void but as an integral part of their world, a source of guidance, inspiration, and spiritual meaning. The alignment of their structures with celestial events reflects a worldview where the earthly and the cosmic were deeply intertwined. But how did this knowledge spread? How did cultures thousands of miles apart develop such similar practices and beliefs? One theory is that this astronomical wisdom was passed down through generations, carried by travelers, traders, and migrating communities. As people moved across the ancient world, they brought with them not just goods but ideas, weaving a shared tapestry of knowledge that connected distant civilizations. Another possibility is that these practices emerged independently, born from a universal human impulse to understand and connect with the cosmos. The legacy of this ancient astronomical knowledge can still be seen today, not just in the ruins of these sites but in the way we measure time, navigate the world, and even how we understand our place in the universe. The builders of these structures may not have left behind written records, but their monuments speak volumes about their ingenuity, their spirituality, and their enduring quest to make sense of the stars. As we trace the threads of this ancient knowledge, we uncover a story that transcends time and geography, a story of humanity's shared journey to explore, to create, and to connect. These structures are more than just relics of the past. They are reminders of the timeless bond between the earth and the sky, a bond that continues to inspire and guide us even in the modern age. The carvings, alignments, and designs of ancient pre-pyramid structures are more than just artistic expressions. They are windows into the minds of their creators. These symbols, etched into stone and carefully arranged to mirror the heavens, tell a story of a world where the spiritual and the practical were deeply intertwined. To understand them is to glimpse the beliefs, values, and aspirations of the people who built these monumental sites. Take, for example, the intricate carvings at Göbekli Tepe. The T-shaped pillars are adorned with depictions of animals, foxes, snakes, scorpions, and birds, each one carefully chosen and meticulously carved. Some researchers believe these animals represent constellations, suggesting that the builders of Göbekli Tepe saw the night sky as a canvas for storytelling. Others argue that the carvings are symbolic, perhaps representing different clans or spiritual forces. What's clear is that these images weren't simply decorative. They were a form of communication, a way to convey ideas and beliefs that were central to their society. Similarly, the megalithic temples of Malta feature carvings of spirals, waves, and other abstract patterns. These designs aren't random. They may symbolize the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, reflecting a worldview where everything was connected. The alignment of these temples with the solstices further underscores their symbolic significance. As the sun's rays illuminated specific points within the temples, they may have been seen as a manifestation of divine presence, a moment when the earthly and the celestial realms intersected. The stone circles of Nabta Playa also offer clues to ancient symbolism. The arrangement of stones to mirror constellations like Orion suggests that the builders saw the stars not just as guides for navigation but as sacred markers of time and space. These alignments may have been used to mark important celestial events, such as the solstices or equinoxes, which would have held great significance for a nomadic society. The stones themselves, with their precise placement and careful orientation, may have been seen as a way to connect with the cosmos, to honor the rhythms of nature and the cycles of life. Even in Egypt, the symbolism of pre-pyramid structures like the Osireion and the Sphinx reveals a deep connection to the divine. The water channels in the Osireion, for example, may symbolize the primordial waters of Nun, the source of all creation in Egyptian mythology. The Sphinx, with its lion's body and human head, embodies the duality of strength and wisdom, a guardian figure that bridges the earthly and the celestial. These symbols weren't just decorative, they were expressions of a worldview that saw the universe as an interconnected whole, where every element had its place and purpose. What's fascinating is how these symbols resonate across cultures and time. From the animal carvings at Gerbikli Tepe to the celestial alignments of Nabta Playa, there's a recurring theme: the desire to understand and connect with the cosmos. These symbols weren't just about survival, they were about meaning, about finding a place in the vast expanse of the universe. They reflect a worldview where the practical and the spiritual were inseparable, where the rhythms of nature were seen as expressions of divine will. As we decode these ancient symbols, we begin to see a pattern, a shared language of meaning that transcends time and geography. These symbols may hold the key to understanding not just the beliefs of individual cultures, but the universal human impulse to seek meaning and connection. They remind us that the past is not just a collection of artifacts, but a living, breathing narrative, one that continues to speak to us across the ages. The journey to uncover the meanings behind these symbols is far from over. Each carving, each alignment, each design offers a new piece of the puzzle, a new insight into the minds of our ancestors. And as we piece together this ancient language, we gain a deeper understanding of the beliefs that shape the course of human history. These symbols are more than just relics of the past. They are testaments to the enduring human quest for knowledge, meaning, and connection, a quest that continues to inspire us today. The construction of ancient monuments like Göbekli Tepe, the Megalithic Temples of Malta, and the enigmatic structures of Egypt wasn't just a feat of imagination. It was a triumph of ingenuity and determination. Without the advanced tools and machinery we rely on today, these ancient builders achieved what seems almost impossible: quarrying, transporting, and assembling massive stones with astonishing precision. How did they do it? The answer lies in their mastery of simple yet effective techniques, their resourcefulness, and their ability to work together toward a common goal. One of the most remarkable aspects of these ancient sites is the sheer scale of the stones involved. At Gerbikli Tepe, for example, the T-shaped pillars weigh several tons each, yet they were carved and moved without the use of metal tools or wheels. Archaeologists believe that the builders relied on stone hammers and flint chisels to shape the limestone, patiently chipping away at the rock until it took the desired form. Transporting these massive pillars would have been a monumental task, likely requiring teams of workers to drag them across the landscape using ropes, wooden sledges, and possibly even log rollers. It's a testament to their persistence and teamwork that they were able to accomplish such a feat. The Megalithic Temples of Malta present another fascinating example of ancient engineering. Here, the builders used a technique known as corbelling to create the roofs of their temples. This involved stacking stones in a series of overlapping layers, gradually narrowing the structure until it formed a stable, enclosed space. The precision of this technique is astounding, especially considering the tools at their disposal. Limestone blocks, some weighing over 20 tons, were quarried from nearby sites and transported to the temple locations using a combination of ramps, levers, and brute strength. The fact that these temples have stood for over 5,000 years is a testament to the skill and foresight of their creators. In Egypt, the challenges were even greater. The granite blocks used in structures like the Osireion and the pyramids weighed up to 100 tons or more. To move these massive stones, the Egyptians likely used a combination of sledges, ramps, and water lubrication. Archaeological evidence suggests that they poured water on the sand in front of the sledges to reduce friction, making it easier to drag the stones across the desert. Once the blocks were in place, they were carefully fitted together using a technique known as dressing, where the edges were smoothed to create a seamless joint. This level of precision required not only skill but also a deep understanding of geometry and physics. But how do these techniques evolve over time? The answer may lie in the gradual accumulation of knowledge and experience. Early builders, like those at Göbekli Tepe, likely relied on trial and error, refining their methods with each new project. By the time of the Egyptian pyramids, these techniques had been honed to perfection, allowing for the construction of some of the most iconic monuments in history. This evolution wasn't just about technology, it was about the transmission of ideas, the sharing of innovations, and the collective effort of generations of builders. What's truly inspiring about these ancient techniques is the way they reflect the values and priorities of their creators. These weren't just structures built for practical purposes. They were expressions of a society's beliefs, aspirations, and connection to the cosmos. The effort and care that went into their construction speak to a deep respect for the materials they worked with and the world they inhabited. As we study these ancient tools and techniques, we're reminded of the incredible resourcefulness and creativity of our ancestors. They didn't have the technology we take for granted today, but they had something equally powerful: a shared vision, a willingness to collaborate, and an unyielding determination to create something extraordinary. And in their achievements, we find not just a glimpse of the past, but a source of inspiration for the future. The legacy of these ancient builders lives on, not just in the stones they left behind, but in the lessons they teach us about innovation, perseverance, and the power of human ingenuity. As we continue to uncover the secrets of their techniques, we gain a deeper appreciation for the timeless spirit of creativity that defines us as a species. And in that spirit, we find a connection that bridges the ages, linking us to the builders of old and reminding us of what we, too, are capable of achieving. What drove ancient societies to erect monuments that have stood the test of time? The purpose of pre-pyramid structures has long fascinated archaeologists and historians, sparking debates that range from the practical to the profoundly spiritual. These ancient sites, from Göbekli Tepe to the Megalithic Temples of Malta, weren't just built for a single reason. Instead, they likely served multiple roles, reflecting the complexity and ingenuity of their creators. One of the most widely accepted theories is that these structures were religious centers, places where communities gathered to honor the divine and perform sacred rituals. At Göbekli Tepe, the intricate carvings of animals and abstract symbols suggest a deep spiritual significance. Klaus Schmidt, the lead archaeologist at the site, described it as a cathedral on a hill, a place where early humans may have come together to connect with the cosmos or honor ancestral spirits. The sheer scale of the site, combined with its remote location, hints at its importance as a focal point for communal worship. But these structures weren't just about spirituality, they also had practical purposes. Many of them, like the stone circles of Nabta Playa and the solstice-aligned temples of Malta, were designed with astronomical precision. The alignment of these sites with celestial events, such as the solstices and equinoxes, suggests they may have served as calendars, helping ancient societies track the seasons and plan agricultural activities. For nomadic groups like those at Nabta Playa, this knowledge would have been essential for survival, guiding them to water sources and fertile grazing lands. Some researchers propose that these sites were more than just religious or practical. They were social hubs, places where people gathered to trade, celebrate, and strengthen community bonds. The construction of these monuments would have required large-scale cooperation, bringing together individuals from different clans or tribes. This collaboration may have fostered a sense of unity and shared identity, laying the groundwork for more complex societies. Yet the true purpose of these structures remains elusive. Were they temples, observatories, social centers, or something else entirely? The answer may lie in their multifaceted nature. These sites likely served multiple functions, blending the spiritual, the practical, and the social in ways that reflected the worldview of their builders. They were not just structures, they were expressions of a society's values, beliefs, and connection to the world around them. Archaeologist David Lewis Williams offers an intriguing perspective, suggesting that these monuments were landscapes of the mind, physical representations of ancient cosmologies and spiritual beliefs. In this view, the alignment of stones with celestial events or the carving of symbolic images was not just about function, it was about meaning. These structures were a way for early humans to make sense of their place in the universe, to create order out of chaos, and to leave a lasting mark on the world. As we explore these theories, we're reminded that the past is not a static record but a living, evolving narrative. The purpose of these ancient structures may never be fully understood, but their legacy endures a testament to the creativity, ingenuity, and spiritual depth of our ancestors. And as we continue to uncover their secrets, we're invited to see the world through their eyes, to imagine a time when the earth and the heavens were deeply intertwined, and when every stone told a story. The mystery of these ancient sites persists, challenging us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper meanings behind their stones and symbols. Whether they were temples, observatories, or gathering places, they remind us that the past is not just about what we know, it's about what we're still discovering. And in that discovery lies the true magic of archaeology, the chance to connect with the minds and hearts of those who came before us, and to glimpse the timeless human impulse to create, to connect, and to wonder. The legacy of pre-pyramid structures is not confined to the distant past. It echoes through the ages, shaping the monumental architecture and spiritual traditions of later civilizations. These ancient sites, from Gerbikli Tepe to Malta's temples and Nabta Playa, were more than just feats of engineering. They were blueprints for the future, inspiring generations of builders, thinkers, and dreamers. Their influence can be traced across continents, from the towering pyramids of Egypt to the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, each bearing the imprint of a shared human impulse to create something enduring and meaningful. In Egypt, the connection is particularly striking. The Osireion, with its massive granite blocks and water channels, reflects a design philosophy that mirrors the earlier megalithic traditions of Göbekli Tepe and Malta. The emphasis on water symbolism, seen in the Osireion's representation of the primordial waters of Nun, suggests a continuity of spiritual ideas that may have been passed down through generations. Even the Great Pyramid of Giza, often seen as the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian achievement, owes much to these earlier traditions. Its precise alignment with the cardinal points and its celestial symbolism, such as the alignment of the king's chamber with the stars of Orion, reveal a deep connection to the astronomical knowledge that first emerged at sites like Nabta Playa. Mesopotamia, too, bears the marks of this ancient legacy. The ziggurats, massive stepped temples that rose above the plains of Sumer, were not just architectural marvels but spiritual centers designed to bridge the earthly and the divine. Like the stone circles of Gerbikli Tepe, these structures were built with a clear sense of purpose, serving as both places of worship and symbols of a society's connection to the cosmos. The ziggurat of for example, was aligned with the movements of the sun and stars, much like the temples of Malta and the stone circles of Nabta Playa. This shared emphasis on celestial alignment suggests a continuity of ideas that transcended cultural and geographical boundaries, but the influence of these pre-pyramid structures extends even further. In the Indus Valley, the meticulously planned cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro reveal a sophisticated understanding of urban design and water management, concepts that may have been influenced by earlier traditions of monumental architecture. The circular layouts of some ancient European stone circles, such as Stonehenge, also bear a striking resemblance to the enclosures of Gerbikli Tepe, hinting at the possibility of a shared cultural heritage that spanned vast distances. What's remarkable is how these ancient ideas were adapted and reinterpreted by later civilizations. The Egyptians, for instance, took the concept of monumental stone construction to new heights, using it to create structures that were not only functional but also deeply symbolic. The Mesopotamians transformed the idea of the sacred space into towering ziggurats that dominated their cities, while the Indus Valley civilizations applied the principles of careful planning and alignment to create thriving urban centers. Each of these cultures built upon the foundations laid by their predecessors, adding their own innovations and interpretations to create something uniquely their own. Today, the legacy of these pre-pyramid structures continues to inspire modern archaeology. The discovery of Gerbikli Tepe in the 1990s, for example, revolutionized our understanding of early human societies, challenging long-held assumptions about the origins of civilization. Sites like Nabta Playa and Malta's temples have similarly reshaped our understanding of ancient astronomy and engineering, proving that early humans were capable of extraordinary feats of creativity and collaboration. These discoveries remind us that the past is not a static record but a living, evolving story, one that continues to reveal new insights with each passing year. As we uncover more about these ancient sites, we're reminded of the timeless human drive to explore, to create, and to connect. The stones of Gerbikli Tepe, the temples of Malta, and the stone circles of Nabta Playa are not just relics of the past. They are testaments to the enduring power of human ingenuity and imagination. And as we continue to explore their secrets, we gain a deeper appreciation for the shared heritage that binds us all across time and space. The story of these pre-pyramid structures is far from over. Each new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, helping us to better understand the origins of monumental architecture and the enduring legacy of our ancestors. These ancient sites are more than just monuments. They are windows into the minds of those who came before us, offering glimpses of their beliefs, their creativity, and their connection to the cosmos. And as we follow in their footsteps, we're reminded that the journey to uncover the past is also a journey to understand ourselves, a journey that continues to inspire and surprise us even today. One of the most fascinating and frustrating aspects of studying ancient structures is figuring out just how old they really are. Dating these monumental sites is no easy task, especially when they predate written records or challenge our understanding of early human capabilities. For archaeologists, it's like piecing together a puzzle with missing pieces, where every clue must be carefully examined and cross-referenced. The process is as much about science as it is about interpretation, and it often leads to spirited debates that keep the field of archaeology buzzing with excitement. Take the case of Gerbikli Tepe, for instance. When it was first discovered, its age was a shock to the archaeological community. Radiocarbon dating of organic material found at the site placed its construction around 9,600 BCE, making it thousands of years older than the pyramids. But how do we know this? Radiocarbon dating, a method that measures the decay of carbon-14 in organic materials, is one of the most reliable tools for dating ancient sites. However, it's not without its limitations. For Göbekli Tepe, the method worked well because the site contained animal bones and charcoal, which could be directly dated. But what happens when a site lacks organic material? That's where the real challenges begin. The Great Sphinx of Giza, for example, has been a subject of heated debate when it comes to dating. Traditional Egyptology places its construction during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, around 2500 BCE, but some researchers argue that the Sphinx could be much older, pointing to geological evidence of water erosion on its body. This type of erosion would require a much wetter climate than Egypt has experienced in the last 5,000 years, suggesting the Sphinx might date back to a time when the Sahara was green. The problem, geological analysis, while insightful, doesn't always provide a precise date. It can tell us about environmental conditions, but pinning down an exact age requires more concrete evidence, which is often hard to come by. Another method archaeologists use is stratigraphy, the study of layers of soil and sediment. By examining the layers in which artifacts are found, researchers can establish a relative timeline. For example, if a structure is buried beneath layers that have been dated to a specific period, it must be older than those layers. This technique has been invaluable at sites like Malta's megalithic temples, where layers of soil and debris have helped archaeologists piece together a rough chronology. Yet, even stratigraphy has its limits. Natural events like earthquakes or floods can disrupt layers, making it difficult to determine the exact sequence of events. The debate over dating ancient structures isn't just academic, it's a window into how we understand human history. When new evidence challenges established timelines, it forces us to reconsider what we thought we knew. For instance, the discovery of Göbekli Tepe upended the long-held belief that monumental architecture only emerged after the advent of agriculture. Similarly, the controversy over the Sphinx's age raises questions about whether there were advanced civilizations long before the rise of the pharaohs. These debates aren't just about dates, they're about rewriting the story of human ingenuity and resilience. But there's hope on the horizon. Advances in technology are opening up new possibilities for dating ancient sites. Techniques like optically stimulated luminescence, which measures the last time quartz grains in soil were exposed to sunlight, are providing new insights into the age of structures. Similarly, advancements in 3D scanning and digital modeling are allowing researchers to analyze sites in unprecedented detail, uncovering clues that might have been missed in the past. These tools are helping archaeologists refine their methods and, in some cases, settle long-standing debates. The challenges of dating ancient structures remind us that the past is a complex, ever-evolving story. Each new discovery, each new technique, brings us closer to understanding the true age and significance of these remarkable sites. And as we continue to explore, we're reminded that the quest for knowledge is as much about the journey as it is about the answers we find along the way. The mysteries of these ancient structures are far from solved, but with every breakthrough, we inch closer to uncovering the secrets they hold. Whether it's through radiocarbon dating, geological analysis, or cutting-edge technology, the tools at our disposal are helping us piece together a more complete picture of humanity's earliest achievements. And as we do, we're reminded that the past is not just a record of what happened. It's a living, breathing narrative, one that continues to inspire and challenge us with every new discovery. Water has always been more than just a life-giving resource. It has been a source of inspiration, a symbol of renewal, and a bridge between the earthly and the divine. For the ancient builders of pre-pyramid structures, water played a central role not only in their survival, but also in the design and meaning of their monumental creations. From the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the water channels of the Osireion, water was woven into the very fabric of these ancient sites, shaping their purpose and symbolism in profound ways. At Nabta Playa, water was the lifeblood of the community. Located in what is now the Sahara Desert, this ancient site flourished during a time when the region was a lush, fertile landscape dotted with lakes and seasonal rainfall. The stone circles, arranged with celestial precision, may have served as markers for seasonal changes, helping the nomadic people track the rains and plan their migrations. But water's significance at Nabta Playa goes beyond practicality. The site's ceremonial burials and ritualistic elements suggest that water was also a spiritual force, a symbol of life and rebirth in an environment where its presence was both precious and fleeting. The Osireion, nestled in the sacred city of Abydos, takes this connection to water even further. This enigmatic structure, often described as a symbolic tomb for the god Osiris, features a network of water channels that evoke the primordial waters of Nun, the chaotic, life-giving force from which ancient Egyptians believed the world emerged. These channels weren't just decorative, they were central to the site's spiritual function. Water flowing through the Osireion may have been used in rituals symbolizing death and resurrection, with the cyclical nature of water reflecting the eternal cycle of life. As one expert put it, the Osireion isn't just a monument, it's a cosmic metaphor, a place where the physical and the spiritual converge. But why was water so central to these ancient cultures? For one, it was a practical necessity, essential for agriculture, trade, and survival. Yet, its importance extended far beyond the physical. Water's ability to cleanse, nourish, and renew made it a powerful symbol of transformation and continuity. In many ancient belief systems, water was seen as a conduit between the human and the divine, a medium through which the sacred could manifest in the earthly realm. This duality, water as both a practical resource and a spiritual symbol, shaped the way these cultures designed their monuments and understood their place in the world. The role of water in ancient sites also offers a glimpse into the interconnectedness of early civilizations. The emphasis on water symbolism at sites like Nabta Playa and the Osireion suggests that these ideas were not isolated but part of a broader cultural tapestry. From the rivers of Mesopotamia to the sacred springs of Europe, water's symbolic power resonated across continents, influencing the beliefs and practices of diverse societies. This shared reverence for water may reflect a universal human experience, one where the rhythms of nature shaped not just survival but spirituality. As we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that water's significance goes beyond its physical properties. It is a symbol of life, a source of inspiration, and a reminder of our connection to the natural world. The way these ancient cultures incorporated water into their monuments speaks to a world view where the practical and the spiritual were inseparable, where every drop of water carried meaning and purpose. This profound relationship between water and ancient architecture challenges us to rethink how we view these structures. They are not just monuments of stone, they are expressions of a deep, enduring bond between humanity and the elements. By understanding the role of water in their design and symbolism, we gain new insights into the beliefs and values that shaped these ancient societies. And as we continue to uncover their secrets, we're invited to see the world through their eyes, a world where water was not just a resource but a sacred force, a bridge between the earthly and the eternal. The story of water in ancient sites is far from over. Each new discovery adds another layer to our understanding, revealing the timeless ways in which early humans sought to connect with the world around them. From the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the water channels of the Osireion, these structures remind us that the past is not just a record of what happened. It's a living, breathing narrative, one that continues to inspire and challenge us with every new insight. And as we follow the flow of these ancient waters, we're reminded of the enduring power of human creativity and the timeless quest to find meaning in the world around us. The precision and scale of ancient engineering continue to astonish us, even in an age of advanced technology. Imagine standing before a massive stone pillar at Gerbikli Tepe, weighing several tons, and realizing that it was carved, transported, and erected over 12,000 years ago, long before the invention of the wheel or metal tools. How did they do it? The answer lies in a combination of ingenuity, teamwork, and a deep understanding of their materials. These ancient builders didn't just move stones, they mastered the art of working with them, using techniques that were both simple and brilliant. One of the most remarkable aspects of ancient engineering is the precision with which these structures were aligned. At Nabta Playa, for instance, the stone circles mirror the positions of stars, suggesting that the builders had a sophisticated understanding of astronomy. To achieve such accuracy, they would have needed to observe the night sky for generations, passing down knowledge through oral traditions. Similarly, the temples of Malta are aligned with the solstices, a feat that required careful planning and measurement. Without modern tools like theodolites or GPS, these ancient engineers relied on basic instruments such as sighting poles and plumb bobs to ensure their structures were perfectly oriented. But alignment was only part of the challenge. Moving massive stones across rugged terrain was a monumental task in itself. At Gerbikli Tepe, researchers believe the builders used a combination of ropes, wooden sledges, and log rollers to transport the massive limestone pillars. The process would have required hundreds of workers, carefully coordinating their efforts to drag the stones over long distances. In Malta, the construction of megalithic temples involved moving limestone blocks weighing up to 20 tons. Here, the builders likely used ramps and levers, gradually lifting the stones into place with a combination of muscle and ingenuity. The Egyptians, of course, took this engineering prowess to new heights. The granite blocks used in the Osireion and the pyramids weighed over 100 tons each, yet the Egyptians managed to quarry, transport, and assemble them with astonishing precision. Recent discoveries suggest they may have used water to reduce friction, pouring it on the sand in front of sledges to make it easier to drag the massive stones. Once in place, the blocks were carefully fitted together using a technique called dressing, where the edges were smoothed to create seamless joints. This level of craftsmanship required not only skill but also a deep understanding of geometry and physics. What's truly remarkable is how these techniques evolved over time. Early builders, like those at Göbekli Tepe, likely relied on trial and error, refining their methods with each new project. By the time of the Egyptian pyramids, these techniques had been honed to perfection, allowing for the construction of some of the most iconic monuments in history. This evolution wasn't just about technology. It was about the transmission of knowledge, the sharing of innovations, and the collective effort of generations of builders. The legacy of ancient engineering extends far beyond the stones they left behind. These techniques, born out of necessity and ingenuity, continue to inspire modern engineers. The principles of leverage, alignment, and teamwork that guided ancient builders are still relevant today, reminding us that the most enduring solutions often come from simplicity and creativity. As we study these ancient feats, we're reminded that the true measure of engineering isn't just the tools we use, it's the vision, determination, and collaboration that bring our ideas to life. The story of ancient engineering is far from over. Each new discovery offers fresh insights into the minds of these early innovators, revealing a legacy of creativity and resilience that continues to shape our world. From the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the towering pyramids of Egypt, these structures stand as testaments to the timeless power of human ingenuity, a power that still inspires us to reach new heights even today. The spiritual significance of ancient structures is perhaps their most profound and enduring legacy. These monumental sites, from Göbekli Tepe to the temples of Malta and the Osireion, were not just feats of engineering, they were sacred spaces designed to connect humanity with the divine. Each stone, each carving, and each alignment tells a story of a people who sought to understand their place in the cosmos, using architecture as a bridge between the earthly and the celestial. At Gerbikli Tepe, the T-shaped pillars, adorned with intricate carvings of animals and symbols, suggest a deep spiritual purpose. Klaus Schmidt, the archaeologist who led excavations at the site, described it as a cathedral of the Stone Age, a place where early humans gathered to honor the forces of nature and perhaps even commune with ancestral spirits. The circular enclosures, with their central pairs of taller pillars, may have served as stages for rituals where the community came together to celebrate, mourn, or seek guidance. The carvings themselves, foxes, snakes, scorpions, and birds, could represent totemic symbols, each one embodying a spiritual force or clan identity. Similarly, the megalithic temples of Malta were more than just places of worship, they were centers of spiritual life. The alignment of these temples with the solstices suggests that they were designed to capture the sun's light at specific times of the year, creating moments of divine illumination. For the temple builders, the solstice may have been more than just a celestial event, it was a sacred encounter, a time when the boundaries between the human and the divine blurred. The intricate carvings of spirals and waves found within the temples further underscore their spiritual significance, symbolizing the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The Osireion, with its water channels and massive granite blocks, reflects a different but equally profound spiritual tradition. This structure, believed to be a symbolic tomb for Osiris, evokes the primordial waters of Nun, the chaotic, life-giving force from which the ancient Egyptians believed the world emerged. The flowing water within the Osireion may have been used in rituals of purification and renewal, symbolizing the eternal cycle of death and resurrection. For the Egyptians, this was not just a metaphor, it was a living reality, a way to connect with the divine forces that govern the universe. What ties these structures together is their role as gateways to the sacred. Whether through the alignment of stones with celestial events, the use of water as a spiritual symbol, or the creation of spaces for communal rituals, these ancient builders sought to create a tangible connection between the human and the divine. They understood that the sacred was not something distant or abstract, it was woven into the fabric of their world, present in the stones, the stars, and the cycles of nature. Archaeologist David Lewis Williams offers an intriguing perspective, suggesting that these structures were landscapes of the mind, physical representations of ancient cosmologies and spiritual beliefs. In this view, the alignment of stones with celestial events or the carving of symbolic images was not just about function, it was about meaning. these structures were a way for early humans to make sense of their place in the universe, to create order out of chaos, and to leave a lasting mark on the world. As we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the past is not just a collection of artifacts, but a living, breathing narrative. The spiritual significance of these structures invites us to see the world through the eyes of their creators, to imagine a time when the earth and the heavens were deeply intertwined, and when every stone told a story. These sites are more than just monuments. They are testaments to the enduring human quest for meaning, connection, and transcendence. The journey to uncover the spiritual significance of these structures is far from over. Each new discovery adds another layer to our understanding, revealing the timeless ways in which early humans sought to connect with the world around them. From the stone circles of Nabta Playa to the water channels of the Osireion, these structures remind us that the past is not just a record of what happened. It's a living, breathing narrative, one that continues to inspire and challenge us with every new insight. And as we follow the spiritual threads woven into these ancient stones, we gain a deeper appreciation for the timeless human impulse to seek the sacred in the world around us. The influence of pre-pyramid structures didn't end with their construction. It rippled outward, shaping the beliefs, practices, and architectural achievements of later civilizations in ways that still resonate today. These ancient sites, from Gerbikli Tepe to Malta's temples and Nabta Playa, were more than just isolated wonders. They were part of a shared cultural heritage, a living legacy that connected distant societies and inspired them to build their own monumental creations. In Egypt, the echoes of these earlier traditions are unmistakable. The Osireion, with its massive granite blocks and water channels, reflects a design philosophy that mirrors the megalithic styles of Göbekli Tepe and Malta. But it's not just the architecture that connects them, it's the spiritual symbolism. The water channels in the Osireion, representing the primordial waters of Nun, evoke the same themes of creation and renewal seen in earlier sites. This continuity suggests that the Egyptians didn't just inherit architectural techniques. They absorbed a worldview, one where the physical and the spiritual were deeply intertwined. The Great Pyramid of Giza, often seen as the pinnacle of Egyptian achievement, also bears the imprint of these ancient influences. Its precise alignment with the cardinal points and its celestial symbolism, such as the alignment of the king's chamber with the stars of Orion, reveal a deep connection to the astronomical knowledge that first emerged at sites like Nabta Playa. The Egyptians didn't just build pyramids, they built cosmic metaphors, structures that reflected their understanding of the universe and their place within it. Mesopotamia, too, was shaped by this ancient legacy. The ziggurats, towering step temples that rose above the plains of Sumer, were not just architectural marvels, they were spiritual centers designed to bridge the earthly and the divine. Like the stone circles of Gerbikli Tepe, these structures were built with a clear sense of purpose, serving as both places of worship and symbols of a society's connection to the cosmos. The ziggurat of for example, was aligned with the movements of the sun and stars, much like the temples of Malta and the stone circles of Nabta Playa. This shared emphasis on celestial alignment suggests a continuity of ideas that transcended cultural and geographical boundaries. But the influence of pre-pyramid structures didn't stop at the borders of Egypt and Mesopotamia. In the Indus Valley, the meticulously planned cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro reveal a sophisticated understanding of urban design and water management, concepts that may have been influenced by earlier traditions of monumental architecture. The circular layouts of some ancient European stone circles, such as Stonehenge, also bear a striking resemblance to the enclosures of Gerbikli Tepe, hinting at the possibility of a shared cultural heritage that spanned vast distances. What's remarkable is how these ancient ideas were adapted and reinterpreted by later civilizations. The Egyptians, for instance, took the concept of monumental stone construction to new heights, using it to create structures that were not only functional but also deeply symbolic. The Mesopotamians transformed the idea of the sacred space into towering ziggurats that dominated their cities, while the Indus Valley civilizations applied the principles of careful planning and alignment to create thriving urban centers. Each of these cultures built upon the foundations laid by their predecessors, adding their own innovations and interpretations to create something uniquely their own. The legacy of these pre-pyramid structures continues to inspire modern archaeology and architecture. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe in the 1990s, for example, revolutionized our understanding of early human societies, challenging long-held assumptions about the origins of civilization. Sites like Nabta Playa and Malta's temples have similarly reshaped our understanding of ancient astronomy and engineering, proving that early humans were capable of extraordinary feats of creativity and collaboration. Even today, the influence of these ancient sites can be seen in the way we design our cities, our monuments, and our sacred spaces. The principles of alignment, symbolism, and communal effort that guided the builders of Gerbikli Tepe and Nabta Playa continue to shape our world, reminding us that the past is not just a record of what happened, it's a living, evolving story, one that continues to inspire and challenge us with every new discovery. As we explore the connections between these ancient sites and later civilizations, we're reminded of the timeless human drive to explore, to create, and to connect. The stones of Göbekli Tepe, the temples of Malta, and the stone circles of Nabta Playa are not just relics of the past, they are testaments to the enduring power of human ingenuity and imagination. And as we continue to uncover their secrets, we gain a deeper appreciation for the shared heritage that binds us all across time and space. The story of these pre-pyramid structures is far from over. Each new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, helping us to better understand the origins of monumental architecture and the enduring legacy of our ancestors. These ancient sites are more than just monuments. They are windows into the minds of those who came before us, offering glimpses of their beliefs, their creativity, and their connection to the cosmos. And as we follow in their footsteps, we're reminded that the journey to uncover the past is also a journey to understand ourselves, a journey that continues to inspire and surprise us even today. Archaeology is a field that never stops evolving, and the study of pre-pyramid structures is no exception. As we stand on the brink of a new era in research, the future of uncovering these ancient mysteries looks brighter than ever, thanks to groundbreaking technologies and innovative methods that are reshaping how we explore the past. From 3D imaging to satellite mapping, the tools at our disposal are not only revealing new details about known sites, but also opening the door to discoveries we've yet to imagine. One of the most exciting advancements is the use of ground-penetrating radar, or GPR, which allows archaeologists to see beneath the Earth's surface without lifting a shovel. This technology has already yielded remarkable results at sites like Gerbikli Tepe, where hidden chambers and additional structures have been detected. Imagine what else might lie buried, waiting to be uncovered: entire networks of ancient sites, perhaps, or even evidence of civilizations we didn't know existed. Similarly, LiDAR, light detection and ranging, has revolutionized the way we scan landscapes, revealing hidden ruins beneath dense forests or layers of sediment. In regions like the Sahara or the jungles of Central America, these tools could unveil entirely new chapters of human history. But it's not just about finding new sites, it's also about reinterpreting the ones we already know. Advances in DNA analysis and isotopic studies are allowing researchers to learn more about the people who built these structures, where they came from, what they ate, and even how they lived. For example, studying the remains of individuals buried at Nabta Playa or Malta's temples could provide insights into their diets, health, and migration patterns, painting a more vivid picture of their daily lives. Meanwhile, digital reconstructions are bringing ancient sites to life in ways that were once impossible. By using 3D modeling, we can now visualize how these structures might have looked in their prime, complete with vibrant colors and intricate details that time has erased. The potential for collaboration is another game changer. Archaeologists are now working alongside experts in fields like geology, astronomy, and even artificial intelligence to analyze data and uncover patterns that might have been overlooked. For instance, AI algorithms can sift through vast amounts of satellite imagery to identify potential archaeological sites, drastically reducing the time and effort needed for ground surveys. This interdisciplinary approach is not only speeding up discoveries, but also deepening our understanding of how these ancient cultures interacted with their environment and with each other. Of course, with every new discovery comes new questions. As we uncover more about pre-pyramid structures, we're forced to reconsider long-held assumptions about the timeline of human development. Could there have been advanced societies long before the rise of agriculture? Did these early builders share a common cultural heritage that spanned continents? These are the kinds of questions that keep archaeologists up at night, and the answers may lie in the very technologies we're just beginning to harness. The future of pre-pyramid archaeology is not just about uncovering the past, it's about reshaping how we see ourselves in the grand tapestry of human history. Each new discovery has the potential to challenge our understanding of what early humans were capable of, revealing a world that was far more connected, innovative, and spiritually profound than we've ever imagined. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, one thing is certain: the quest to understand these ancient structures is far from over. What's truly thrilling is the idea that the next groundbreaking discovery could be just around the corner, waiting for the right technology or the right team to bring it to light. The story of pre-pyramid structures is still being written, and with every new chapter we come closer to unraveling the mysteries of our shared human heritage. The future of archaeology is not just about digging deeper, it's about seeing further, thinking bigger, and unlocking the secrets of a past that continues to inspire and astonish us. What can we, in our modern world, learn from the builders of Göbekli Tepe, Malta's megalithic temples, and the stone circles of Nabta Playa? These ancient structures are more than just relics of the past. They are masterclasses in ingenuity, resilience, and a profound connection to the natural world. While we marvel at their achievements, their stories also offer timeless lessons that resonate deeply today. Take their ingenuity, for example. Without the tools or technology we rely on, these ancient builders achieved feats that still leave us in awe. At Gerbikli Tepe, they carved and transported massive stone pillars using nothing more than stone hammers and flint chisels. In Malta, they shaped and moved limestone blocks weighing over 20 tons, all without the wheel or metal tools. And in Egypt, they lifted granite blocks weighing 100 tons, using ramps, levers, and sheer manpower. These accomplishments remind us that innovation isn't just about having the latest technology. It's about creativity, resourcefulness, and a willingness to think outside the box. Resilience is another lesson these ancient builders teach us. They thrived in some of the harshest environments on Earth, from the arid Sahara to the rugged hills of southeastern Turkey. The people of Nabta Playa, for instance, adapted to a landscape that shifted from lush grasslands to desert over thousands of years. They didn't just survive, they flourished, building stone circles that tracked the stars and marked the seasons. Their ability to adapt and persevere in the face of adversity is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a lesson we can draw on as we navigate the challenges of our own time. Perhaps most importantly, these ancient cultures understood their connection to the natural world in ways that we, in our modern lives, often overlook. Their structures weren't just built for practical purposes, they were designed to harmonize with the rhythms of nature. The temples of Malta aligned with the solstices, the stone circles of Nabta Playa mirrored the stars, and the Osireion's water channels symbolized the life-giving force of the Nile. These ancient builders saw themselves as part of a larger cosmic order, one that demanded respect and reverence. In an era where climate change and environmental degradation are pressing concerns, their example invites us to rethink our relationship with the planet and to strive for a more sustainable future. The legacy of these ancient builders isn't just about their stones and carvings, it's about the values they embodied. Their ingenuity reminds us that limitations can spark creativity. Their resilience shows us that even in the face of adversity, we can achieve extraordinary things, and their connection to the natural world challenges us to live in harmony with the environment rather than exploiting it. These lessons aren't just historical footnotes, they are guiding principles for how we can build a better future. As we reflect on their achievements, we're reminded of the boundless potential of human creativity and determination. The builders of Göbekli Tepe, Malta, and Nabta Playa didn't just leave behind monuments, they left behind a legacy of possibility. Their story is a testament to what we can achieve when we work together, think creatively, and respect the world around us. And as we face the challenges of our own time, their example serves as both an inspiration and a call to action, a reminder that the seeds of greatness are within us all, waiting to be nurtured. The past isn't just a record of what happened, it's a living, breathing source of wisdom. By studying these ancient sites, we don't just uncover the secrets of our ancestors, we discover insights that can guide us forward. The lessons of the ancient builders are not confined to history books. They are alive in the stones, the stars, and the stories they left behind. And as we continue to explore their legacy, we're reminded that the greatest monuments are not made of stone. They are the ideas, values, and connections that endure through time. Even after centuries of study, the pre-pyramid structures of our ancient world remain shrouded in mystery. From the towering pillars of Gerbikli Tepe to the celestial stone circles of Nabta Playa, these monuments defy easy explanation. Who were the people behind these incredible feats of engineering? What drove them to create such enduring symbols of their beliefs and knowledge? And perhaps most intriguing of all, why do these structures continue to captivate us even in the modern age? Take Göbekli Tepe, for instance. Despite decades of excavation, we still don't fully understand its purpose. Was it a temple, an observatory, or something else entirely? Klaus Schmidt, the archaeologist who led the site's excavation, once described it as the first human-built holy place, a space where early humans gathered to explore their place in the universe. Yet, the carvings of animals and abstract symbols on its pillars remain a puzzle, hinting at a complex system of thought that predates written language by thousands of years. What were they trying to tell us? The answer remains elusive, and that's part of what makes Göbekli Tepe so fascinating. Then there's Nabta Playa, a site that challenges our understanding of early human capabilities. Its stone circles, aligned with the stars, suggest a sophisticated understanding of astronomy. But how did a nomadic society in the Sahara achieve such precision? Some experts believe these alignments were used to track seasonal changes, while others see them as part of a larger spiritual tradition. As archaeologist J. Joachim Malville put it, Nabta Playa is a window into the minds of people who saw the cosmos as an integral part of their world. Yet, the full story of who these people were and how they developed such knowledge is still waiting to be uncovered. The Megalithic Temples of Malta add another layer to the mystery. Their alignment with the solstices and intricate carvings suggest a deep connection to the cycles of nature. But why did these ancient builders invest so much effort into creating such monumental structures? Were they centers of worship, astronomical observatories, or perhaps both? The lack of written records from this period leaves us with more questions than answers. As archaeologist David Trump noted, the temples of Malta are a testament to a people who sought to harmonize their lives with the rhythms of the earth and sky. Even in Egypt, where the pyramids dominate the landscape, the pre-pyramid structures like the Osireion and the Sphinx hold their own secrets. The Osirion's water channels and massive granite blocks hint at a spiritual purpose tied to the cycles of life and death. Meanwhile, the Sphinx's age and origins remain hotly debated, with some researchers proposing it could date back to a time when the Sahara was lush and green. These theories, while controversial, remind us that the past is far more complex than we often assume. What makes these mysteries so compelling is not just the questions they raise, but the way they challenge our understanding of human history. They force us to reconsider the timeline of civilization, to imagine a world where early humans were capable of extraordinary achievements long before the rise of agriculture or written language. As archaeologist Ian Hodder once said, these sites remind us that the story of humanity is far richer and more intricate than we've ever imagined. The enduring allure of these pre-pyramid structures lies in their ability to spark curiosity and wonder. They invite us to explore, to question, and to imagine the lives of the people who built them. Each discovery, no matter how small, adds another piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding the true scope of their legacy. And as we continue to uncover their secrets, we're reminded that the past is not a static record. It's a living, evolving narrative, one that continues to inspire and challenge us. As we prepare to conclude our journey through the mysteries of pre-pyramid structures, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned and what remains to be discovered. These ancient sites are not just relics of the past, they are gateways to understanding the ingenuity, resilience, and spiritual depth of our ancestors. They remind us that the quest for knowledge is never ending, and that the story of humanity is far from complete. The final chapter of this exploration awaits, where we'll tie together the threads of these ancient mysteries and consider their significance for our understanding of the past and our place in the world today. The journey is far from over, and the next discovery could change everything. As we come to the end of our journey through the enigmatic world of pre-pyramid structures, it's worth taking a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. From the awe-inspiring stone circles of Göbekli Tepe, built over 12,000 years ago, to the celestial alignments of Nabta Playa and the spiritual symbolism of Malta's megalithic temples, these ancient sites have reshaped our understanding of human history. They challenge the notion that monumental architecture began with the pyramids, revealing instead a world where early humans were capable of extraordinary feats of creativity, collaboration, and spiritual depth long before the rise of agriculture or written language. These structures aren't just relics of the past, they are windows into the minds of our ancestors. They show us a world where the practical and the spiritual were deeply intertwined, where the rhythms of nature and the movements of the stars guided every aspect of life. The builders of Gerbikli Tepe, Malta, and Nabta Playa didn't just create monuments, they crafted stories in stone, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and baffle us today. The mysteries surrounding these sites are far from solved. Who were the people behind these incredible achievements? What drove them to invest so much effort into creating such enduring symbols? And how did they develop the knowledge and skills to align their structures with celestial events with such precision? These questions remind us that the past is not a static record but a living, evolving narrative, one that continues to reveal new insights with each discovery. What's clear is that these pre-pyramid structures are more than just ancient ruins. They are testaments to the enduring human spirit. They remind us of our capacity for innovation, resilience, and connection to something greater than ourselves. Whether it's the intricate carvings at Gerbikli Tepe, the solstice-aligned temples of Malta, or the celestial stone circles of Nabta Playa, these sites invite us to see the world through the eyes of those who came before us, to imagine a time when the earth and the heavens were deeply intertwined. As we close this chapter, let's remember the words of archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, who once said, "The past is not dead, it's not even past. These ancient structures are not just echoes of a forgotten time. They are living reminders of the timeless human quest for meaning, connection, and understanding." They challenge us to look beyond the surface, to question what we think we know, and to explore the mysteries that still lie buried beneath the sands of time. So, what do you think? Were these ancient builders simply responding to their environment, or were they driven by something deeper, a desire to connect with the cosmos, to leave a lasting mark on the world, or to honor the forces of nature? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this journey through the mysteries of pre-pyramid structures, don't forget to subscribe for more archaeological adventures. The past is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered, and I can't wait to explore them with you. Until next time, keep wondering, keep exploring, and remember, every stone has a story to tell.